Quit eating, folks, 30 seconds to showtime. Grab your seat, leave your drinks to the bar. Hold your breath, put your hands together. We present Sandra Bay's finest star, who has danced with the Mary Guinea, who has dined with the Queen of Vermont. We trace the voyages of Sinbad, corresponded with the men who kind of lost the tapis. C'est pas la même chose que la vache qui rit. Et la vache est pas mon ami.
And hello, welcome once again to another edition of the G Spot. My name is Geoff with the G, hence the G Spot. And today I'm going to be talking with a good friend of mine by the name of Danger Dave from the Stolen Stitches Sideshow. Right there. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, Geoff?
Doing well, doing well. For people who aren't familiar with Dave, Dave is a sideshow performer. Since Dave so much is a sideshow, we met, I guess, like 2018. I think at the Hootenanny.
3 years back at the Hootenanny.
Yeah, that was actually my first year going.
Me too.
Yeah. So yeah, we ended up meeting then, which we got along very famously. And then last couple of years, we still ended up hanging out a bit because you've been every year. Then the last live show, we actually both got to myself, and then your group got to perform for family night, which is funny because I don't think either of us are really family type acts, and I thought that was hysterical.
It's like there's family friend and there's no family friendly. I would say like. I remember there's somebody and they're like, "This is New Orleans. Kids walk by for last club all the time." And I'm like, I understand. Yeah, there's family friendly and there's New Orleans. Like there's I don't know. Yeah, I try to keep it as family friendly as I could. I definitely understand, but for sure.
I just for me, I like for my end, it's just all it really was the change of how I just cussed less. That's really my difference. But that's just my bit. But it was just a lot of. I mean, I dug it. We had a lot of fun. But it's just really cool. The fact is that. I've now since performed since then, but for a long time that was the last time. Like for over a year, that was the last time I performed was there.
Yeah, that was so weird. Such a great weekend. We were all just like, I remember Charlie and Claudette all had we just were like, this is the best weekend to end on. Everybody was happy. Like we didn't feel anything was like not done, and just like went back. And then like I was set 2 weeks later to go back to Kentucky to go tour, and it's just like, nope, world is shut off. Goodbye. We'll see you next year. And I'm like, okay, Jesus. Yeah, that was a hell of a way to go out, I guess, if we're going to go on hold for a year, but still, geez. Yeah, it was weird times.
It was really weird times. It was really funny. Scabies the clown, who's been on the show before, I was talking to Scabies, and he goes, yeah, you guys are the last thing that happened in New Orleans before stuff shut down. I went, sorry / you're welcome.
Right.
You get some it's okay because I will say it's sometimes it's nice to have a little peace and quiet, but it just lasted a lot longer than they wanted, and shit's ramping up again, and so let's see when performing happens again. I supposedly have a gig next month.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes. I may have some stuff sooner than that, but I've got like an official book gig, and then like a couple of people are going, yeah, maybe we can put you dropping on a spot. I go, all right, cool, let me know. But I mean, I was getting used to living here, so it's kind of weird. But you just had a gig this past weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, aside from Stolen Stitches, I joined a troupe here in Pittsburgh called Three Rivers Review. It's a local group. As myself is the sideshow portion, and it's a lot of the local burlesque, comedy, belly dancer, acrobats like that. It's a good group of some core people that I've worked with for a number of years in Pittsburgh area. And the event was called Dirty Disney. It was a twist on the classic Disney tales, and a lot of fun. A lot of fun for that. I did a Lego walking act with the ladder set to Bert the Chimney Sweep from Mary Poppins, which was a good one. And then me and Charlie Thargic, my show partner, we had wanted to do for a long time a bed of nails magic carpet, and we attached wheels to it and a base to it. So, yes,
I want to show you the world.
Well, the best part is we found a metal version of the song by this awesome band called Tartar Control. Just super heavy and just like ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
fun fact is I know the guys from Tartar Control. Uh,
really, oh my god, that is amazing.
so the
I
guitarist,
love their work so much.
yeah, the guitarist's brother of a friend of mine. I met him at my friend's wedding, and so we ended up hitting it off really quick and have a lot of fun. So yeah, Sean was the guitarist there. Yeah, no, no, that's really funny. That's right. I remembered that they did that crazy like hardcore punk uh, uh, version of that, and they're a really fun band, anyways. Yeah, deep dive like
I love
everybody.
their home gift.
Yeah, deep dive into their shit. It's a
No,
lot of
definitely.
fun. I really dig them a lot. Um, but no, that's cool. I'm glad you're getting out there. You're doing stuffs. That's
Yes,
important.
oddly enough,
Yeah, it's
oh no, entirely for sure. We got vaccinated back in pretty much April or May or ever as soon as we get it available here, and then like stuff slowly opened up. We did our first, technically two, like back to back within like a month period, Sweet 16 parties, which I never thought as a performer I would do, but they pay you, you got to perform. The one was a prom Sweet 16 because my friends, my old coworker, her daughter didn't have a prom because of COVID, so they had a Sweet 16 prom theme event at this really nice dance hall, and it was very unique bit show to do, but it was a lot of fun. And the kids really enjoyed it. I'm sure it was their first time ever seeing something like that nature of sideshow, and yeah, it was a good time. Enjoyed it.
uh, good for you. The only time people want to book me is then they go, "Hey, I want, like, because I was doing gig salad for a minute because I went, all right, cool, the gig
Uh,
salad. Maybe I'll get some cool hosting gigs because that's 90% of what my stuff that I wanted to do was just go on a mic and just talk about stuff for like 2 hours while hyping shit because that's really what I. And so every time they would do this, I go, all right, cool. They go, here, that's like we want to host for a thing, and I go, all right, cool, this is how much it'll cost. And I go, well, why? I go, well, this is what, and then I go, well, this is what I do. I don't just like walk in and go, all right, coul, boom, boom, boom. We go, all right, cool. What's the name of the event? Let me do some research. Let me find some cool stories. Let me, let me build and craft like a show. I'm not just coming in
right,
to kind
yeah,
of just talk shit. I'm literally building a show for you. And they go, well, that's really nice, but can you take it for a quarter what you're asking for? Of which I always go, no, I don't know you, so I won't do that. I might do half for a friend, or depending on the type of show it is. Or I'll get asked to be part of like, all right, cool. Can you host this like benefit? Here's how much money, which the money's good, and they go, oh yeah, but it's like for this pro life like church group, and I go, yeah, you guys don't know who I am, so we're gonna
yeah.
pass.
But
I'm gonna be nice and polite because I'm not gonna be the asshole. But it's like I go, yeah, I am not what you need.
yeah, no, I definitely had that before. God, speaking of gigs, so I just had it's always it's I don't mind so much. I'm sure you know as a performer, like messaging somebody, putting your best foot forward, and just seeing them leave you on red, and that's it. It's crushing, but just after the email, you get used to it. But I got up the other day. I sent out an email for a gig, the corporate event. They're like 3.5 hours. I'm like, okay, this is what we want. This is what our rate will be for this. And it wasn't. They could have ignored, but they sent me a specific. I got a text message early in the morning saying this so and so client has denied and refused your services. I'm like, you could have just ignored it. That'd have been nice, but like, thanks for the gut punch of you don't want us here.
No,
I
it's
was like,
I like yeah, like that'd be half of what it. Either I get the no reply whatsoever, or they go yeah, or I'll just go all right, cool. This is how much it would charge, and
mm,
but like even when I do, oh, this is how much I'll charge, and this is why. And they'll still get the yeah, but it's just a blah blah party, and I go, yeah, but you're asking me to do all this stuff. I'm taking time out of the way. Having to drive an hour and a half to get wherever I'm going.
oh gosh, yeah, that's
It's
a lot into it.
I am like literally is like knowing other people I know who do it for a living, even more so than I do. I am being very reasonable. Like I'm very reasonable in pricing. It's just but I'm also being fair. But yeah, it's fine. Like the only reason I thought of it because I just got an email for it because apparently I'm still signed up for Houston, and so I get a thing to be an
Ah,
MC. I'm getting like to be like one I couldn't do it because it's Houston, but two is I go. They wanted me to host a birthday party for an 85-year-old woman, and I'm going.
ooh,
They want very family friendly, which I can do. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I really like 90% of what I can do. It just comes out. It's just less fucks and shits and less drinking. Uh, but I can still do it all. I can still craft the story and stuff like that. Ultimately, I want listening to what they want and stuff like that. I go, I am not the person you want because it's like 84-year-old woman, family event, 125 people. Also, if they wanted a DJ who like does Zydeco and hip hop, like Zydeco and R&B, I'm just going, yeah, I'm not the guy you want. Or like
yeah.
but it's like that whole I went, wow, yeah, birthday party for an 85-year-old woman, and I think when they keep looking at things, I think they think I'm a DJ and like doing like party DJ. Like my thing doesn't say that at all, but because it says host, I think people are misunderstanding what it means. But
Yeah.
or
I can take.
MC and.
Oddly enough, I thought of that. Speaking of that Sweet 16 party, we were hanging out with the DJ after they had like brought us all dinner. It was really nice. We were talking to him just about show life and everything. He's like, "Yeah, honestly, we've been like booked pretty solid." And like me and we got the clever idea. We haven't done it yet, but like we clever if we had our own DJ equipment, we then also booked ourselves as a sideshow too. It's like a 2-in-1 deal because people are always gonna need a DJ. And it's on top of that too. Hey, we also have Death Defying Entertainment. And like that could be a thing that we've not explored yet.
Well, it's really all it is speakers. I mean, a computer setup that has access to like almost all music. Which guess what? I mean, if you have Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that, that helps a lot. Um, in today's age, it's easier. It's more about creating the right mix sometimes. So there is a
Yeah.
trick to that in that respect. But yeah, I mean, one is just having your own PA system in general doesn't hurt for your for your business
Oh,
regardless. So even if you
yeah.
just use it for that for stage work that level, that's always worthwhile because a PA system is just nice.
Mm.
So now
No.
you're getting then all you do is plug in your computer and just like have access to music. Then they go, all right, cool. Like, yeah, here's my laptop. It's got a ton of music on it. What sort of stuff? Like, at least you know beforehand. You go, what sort of stuff do you want? Load the laptop. Just download a bunch of shit that fits that timeline or time stuff. If it's stuff you
Right,
don't
yeah.
care for, just 86 it. Or there's a guy in Houston that DJ stuff and all this. He almost strictly does like 50s, 60s kind of doo-woppy, uh, surf rocky sort of music. He gets booked to do a lot of stuff that also involves burlesquer, so it fits that kind of
Yeah.
50s, 60s vibes for that sort of stuff. He does really, really well. And he has a band, so it all makes sense. But yeah, you can always niche that out and go, all right, cool, this is the type of music I also play.
Right.
You get that way you fit stuff you like. I don't know.
No, for sure. Definitely adaptable. Yeah, I feel that. Of course, for like certain gigs, like the weddings, you have to do like the electric slide and all the classic go-to ones, old time rock and roll, which like,
I get all
I've been
time,
doing,
time rock and roll.
I've been doing a joke on the I do the rollabola. And I've been doing a joke with it, like, all right, you slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross. I'm just like, nope, crisscross. Eventually, I'll do it where I crisscross and balance on it, but till that day, oh god, that's gonna be a terrifying day on rollerball.
Oh no, yeah, no, you do that on you do that on your the Danger Dave on a roll, the first episode.
Yeah.
I've watched them
Oh,
all. So I'm one
thank
of
you.
I'm one of the 30. I mean, no, they're actually
I
really good.
appreciate it.
Everybody's watching right now. Go to YouTube, track down Danger Dave. He has some really great series. I've talked about it with somebody sometime, or I don't know. I showcased one of them because I really dug it,
Oh,
and yeah, because I support and like it has information. So, but I remember watching the Rollabola one. No, those are really good. I think you like. I really dig your honor rolls. I think they're amazing. if you want to, if you need somebody to encourage you to keep doing them, this is the guy because they're all really good. They're very well thought out. I think it's going to be like me. Like it's the type of show like you're going, well, yeah, no, people watch it, but it's going to be like what I do, why I do this thing and do the other stuff.
Mhm.
Because like, I mean, today I'm not going to have a lot of people, although Sally Cinch is watching. Hey, Sally. Um, that going forward, I think a lot of people over time, because that's the great thing about stuff like YouTube and whatnot, is that people can discover it like five, a year, 2 years,
Very
7, 13 years from now and still get enjoyment. So it's a slow burn, but it's definitely worthwhile. That's what I've learned from this so far, this whole process. It's either immediate or it's going to be something down in the future and it's going to blow up at some point. So
Yeah, I give you guys credit. Remember, like when the pandemic first started, you guys really took the Twitch. You have like how many shows do you guys have throughout the week? I mean, you have the fun. What a
well,
couple
like
other one?
yeah, for me, because I'm one of those people when the pandemic hit, I just stuck at home and I didn't know what to do with my life. And then Tifa Tiddlywinks started a channel on Twitch, which basically became, all right, cool, let's put shows on. And she hit me up, go, hey, you want to do a show? I go, yeah, I do. I went to school for theater and film, so of course the
Yeah,
idea of somebody go here. I knew nothing about how to do any of this initially. I literally learned how to do it by doing it. And like even now, I'm still learning. I'm still crafting stuff like that and stuff like that. But since then, yeah, I and then when that kind of channel kind of fell by the wayside, I created the Carney Show, which is what we're watching now. Um, so I do Tuesday through Thursday, and I've got basically six different types of shows that are
well,
shown. Now, one of those is I'm syndicating somebody else's show to broadcast because Planet Wisdom from Canada is also an amazing talk show, and Liz is an amazing person. So I'm happy to showcase her stuff. She broadcasts new stuff on Thursdays, like an hour earlier than what we are now, and then I broadcast like previous episodes. So like it's always off just far enough where people can watch both and makes it worthwhile. And then me and Scabs, we do the Gapping the Truth, which is just us talking about cryptids and conspiracy stuff and aliens and ghosts and things and
nice.
whatnot, which is a lot of fun. Uh, and then I got the Devil's Hour where I showcase the weird, the wild, and wonderful, showcasing weird music, which I did a thing with Tartar Control in there once with the
Oh, yeah,
variety art.
yeah.
Yeah, variety artists like yourself. Like I did do one of the episodes with you. But like when I do that stuff, I also make sure that all the contact information is on there when people are watching. So if they watch it, they go, "I really want to know more about Danger Dave," and it has all the information so they can watch it. That way they can get a hold of it and stuff like that. That's how I do it with all of it. And it's like it's on the YouTubes. That's how I do it. Tartar Control, they had a live version of My God's Cock, and I thought it was hysterical, and so I had to do that one. Um, I had planned to do a different song, and then I watched that, and I go, no, we're gonna do that one instead.
Yeah, that's
And
a solid one. That's a free
I,
bird there.
oh no, it's great. It's like a live one, and so like it's so good for like the Bridge City sessions. It's really good. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, no, it's like that, and then I do the G spot where it's like started doing the Devil's Hour first, and then I started doing the G spot because Tifa had asked me if I could do an extra hour a week, because once again, stuck at home, nothing better to do, and so I
Yeah.
went, yeah,
So,
and I started talking with burlesque performers initially because they were the ones hit hardest for performers because it's one of those things. I go, variety artists like ourselves or musicians, they still had a way to do stuff online, but a burlesque
right.
performer, there's so many
It's
weird rules, so uh, it became all right, cool. This is a way at least people can still. I always look at the stuff. I always looked at it as more of a. I want to make sure people remember who people are. It's not about getting rich because I don't make any money on this. I'm technically in the hole because I bought equipment to be better, but I did it because I love this sort of stuff. I love
mm-hmm.
variety artists. I love music. I love all this other stuff. So I went, all right, cool. And I want to make sure people know who these people are because I think it's worthwhile. So it's like that's why I did it. And so like I keep doing the G spot because I like talking to people. And like especially getting catching
Nice.
up, especially catching up with friends I haven't seen in well over a year. That's also a nice fun thing too. Or then sometimes I meet people I hadn't met before. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean
Oh
that's how
yeah,
I met Todd Robbins this way.
yeah. Oh shit. I remember you did the interview with Chris Christ, right? A little while back.
I did
Was it on
three
here?
of them. I did three
Oh
of
yeah.
them. So
That,
actually, I
that,
need to hit him up about talking about stuff again. So because it's been a while, I meant to go. I kept trying to go down to Florida to go hang out with him, but like anytime I go, all
yeah.
right, cool, I'm gonna go down to go visit him and make plans, and then something else will pop up where I go, oh no, I'm like I was originally I was originally gonna see him, and then I got the opportunity to come to New York originally just to visit. Like I got like a crazy stupid cheap deal to go to New York, so I went. I'll go. I'll go to Florida later. And then I was making loose plans to go about now to Florida, and then opportunity presented itself for me to move up here because price wise and stuff like that. So just when I went, well, I guess that's gonna wait a little bit longer. All right,
Yeah.
and so. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, Chris, yeah, CM is a really, really nice man. I have a great time chatting with him. I need to chat with him again. It's been a little bit since I talked with him. So,
Mm-hmm. No, that was really cool. I enjoyed. I saw the first one you did. I really enjoyed it. It was just cool, just like you got him to come in and talking about his life and sideshow and everything. It was
yeah, he's
cool.
got him and a guy by the name of Kevin Jerome. I think they just finished writing his book about
Yeah.
Chris, and so I think they're looking at sometime next year to publish it. And I'm already loosely kind of talking to them about setting up a talk online and talk about stuff in general because it was amazing. He's such a nice man. I had such a great time chatting with both on air and off air. Uh,
Mm.
can't say enough nice stuff. He's one of those. There are very few of the old legend of the old guard, like the true old guard of sideshows, like him and like AJ. There's like
Okay.
one or two. Yeah, there's like one or two others I don't really know. Uh, and then there's ones that are slightly after them, which is like people like Red and whatnot. And then
Mm.
but it's like knowing the old like the people who really
Like the
who
originator.
I don't know they were not the originators, but they're because
But
the originators were far, but they're well, they're kind of like the golden age of
yeah.
or that just post or actually no golden age because I would like the hell because uh or they're coming because like I think what's Chris came out in like the 50s, AJ probably around the same ish time
Yeah.
because like see what like Chris is like in his like mid late 70s and like I know AJ is like 82, so
Mm-hmm.
um but yeah it's like knowing talking to him and stuff like that and like Chris being such a nice man because talking to him he basically says because there are a lot of weird sideshow purists about like you're not a sideshow unless you work a tent, and
Mm.
like Chris went, you know what, the tent really doesn't exist anymore. So the nightclub acts, which is
But
that's what we just
I remember
literally.
that there was a huge fight on the sideshow page about that between the old timers and the new guys with like the bar versus the 10 and 1 scene. I'm like, oh, this is. I'm just gonna keep quiet on this one.
I'm not afraid. Like I'm telling you, like well, I'm relatively quote unquote new in the scene. I'm very opinionated about it because it's one of those. And like the fact is, like Chris, like really, like Chris and like AJ are both the same mind of this. I think interestingly enough, they are the same mind about it. Is fact is because tents don't really exist anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
that the nightclub acts that's where it is now. So there's no shame and it's just as valid. And so like he
Yeah.
said that and like Scabs is on the thing and Scabs just goes, thank you so much for validating. But yeah, all these other like there's people who are very like tent purists. I'm just gonna go, yeah, whatever. I mean, here's the difference is I can walk into a place, do my act, and I only have to do it once, and I can, in theory, make as much money, if not slightly more, doing it once versus you doing 8 times in a place.
Mm.
Sometimes, don't get me wrong,
Right.
not disparaging it. There's other times they're going to make like 18 billion times, but it's like I don't disparage it. I like at some point I'll work a tent act. I mean, it's just like, I mean, here in Coney, I mean, even though it's in a building, they do the grind. They do 7 shows a day,
Yeah. Oh no,
and
for
I'm just,
sure.
and I'm looking at them going, the things I'm known to do. I don't know if I can do that 7 times a day, multiple days a week.
Yeah.
Like it's like like my eyebrows get hurt after a while, because
Oh no, for I never like I know I helped set up the banner line with the World of Wonders when I didn't work the grind with them. I'd like to just to run a season, just to officially kind of mark it off my list as a performer. But
well, yeah,
when we do a haunt season, we work at the haunted house out here in Elwood called Fearscape Haunts, and we essentially do run the grinds. Me, Claudette, and Charlie, and we have people run through. We're normally at the end of the haunted house. Each do 1 to 2 acts each, and then send them in. 5 minutes later, somebody's coming in. So we're running, God, probably blockhead at least 30 to 50 times the course of the night. So
what's
it's
like, yeah, like Scabs does he does a Creepy Hollow down there, and they run up like they have multiple acts, and then they have their stage show, which is
mm,
like I think they do 4 different shows a night. But
yeah,
they separate show, like it's a different show each thing. I would put them more akin to like Renaissance fair style versus like a
yeah,
grind. Um, but still cool. It's one of those things like I don't disparage tent stuff like that. I merely mention the fact is that whether you're a nightclub act or a tent act, it's all sideshow, and
right.
I
It's all
think
thing that all people some have never seen it before, and like I guess going back to with the fact of the tent shows originated because of the train people. That was the most entertainment people had when the train came into town through the circus. And now it's like things evolve. People have cars. It's just more mobile. And like we're not as excited whenever trains come through. I guess so to say.
yeah, or yeah,
Huh.
yeah. It's no, it's just a different world on how it is, and like a lot of the carnivals and stuff like that. For them, it's just cheaper to run rides and games than it is
Mm-hmm.
to run like a show. Um,
Right.
because they can operate on much less people. There's less mouths to feed because you can go, 6 rides. That's 6 operators versus like a tent show, which could have up to 15 or 20 people. And so
No,
that's just. I mean, I
it's
get it. It's just that's just in the way the world works, and you're gonna get more guaranteed money if people are more likely to ride the ferry. There are more people in general will ride the Ferris wheel than probably you know go see a sword swallowing act that they can, because it's not, it's the experiential, you can see a sword swallower on TV and still get the same experience, kind of, though they're not true.
yeah,
But that's just for a person. That's a justification. They go, well, I can see a sword swallower on TV. I can't ride a ride on TV. So I
I know.
get it,
Yeah,
but
it's a weird one. I think there's just something about like I hope like Royal Wonders Palace and all the others. I just I feel it's so ingrained in carnival culture that it just goes along with it. That I hope to never see it not be a part of it in some aspect. Because I think there's a
oh,
part of it like definitely like you said, you see a million. I mean, God, watch America's Got Talent, and holy crap, some of the sword swallows on there are. But it's just the thing of just being in person and seeing it live and like feeling the heat and just like actually being like, oh my God, this could really go bad. It's like just a whole different thing that you can't really experience online.
oh no, I agree. I mean, I think live entertainment in general is better than taped entertainment. Um, but it's like like as long as people are willing to do the 10 shows, I think they'll still exist. Things like you made mention World of Wonders, Great American Sideshow. It's been still going strong, uh,
Mm,
and stuff like that. There's like 10 shows versus once upon a time when there were hundreds.
right.
Uh, and now it's like there's
Yeah.
tens of shows, and there's some smaller ones too. And it's and I think it's gonna. I think, as I said, I felt they'll still exist. I think the pandemic now has showed us that we can't depend strictly on a live persona for doing stuff. We
Mm,
have to integrate technology now too. So things like things like this and whatnot. It's like when
Yeah,
radio came to it's like when radio came into being. Radio became part of the mindset, and then TV became part of the mindset for being a well-rounded entertainer. And the other thing is like it's all about publicity. So coming on to stuff to talk about things,
right. Now, I
or
definitely
to
think
even
like
do
it's
stuff.
a learning curve for a lot of us. Like I've never done online shows before this. Yeah, it was definitely an experience for a lot of us. But there was like really solid stuff came out of it. I remember offhand, I think Madhouse Marvels did a Halloween video. It was just really well done. I was really impressed with it. Just really cool transition and just like really creepy aspect. And I was impressed with that one. And yeah, it's nice to see people really get on push their creative elements with the stuff they have, being that we were stuck in home and I just had to adapt because nothing else we could do.
Yeah, it's. I was talking to some drag queens because that's living in Austin. I end up I ended up befriending a lot of drag queens in Austin. Um, like Houston was all about burlesquers and like the sideshow people, and like Austin was drag. And
Yeah.
they on their end, they just went, I can make a movie every week. It's amazing. And so they really there's some. So I went. That's the perfect way to think about this because there's some things you like visually speaking that you can't really do on stage. So that's
Mm,
kind of cool to do. That's for that for performance art for like them, for the variety acts like ourselves and stuff like that. You can still do a lot of really daring things. You have to rethink on where the audience view is
right.
or
Yeah.
how you have to tell the story differently because
Yeah.
you know so it's but no, it's like that's why I ramping it back. That's why like I love the Danger Daves on a Rolls because it's really cool. You're showcasing really cool acts, but you're also telling the story about how those things exist. And so I thought I really dug that, which is why it's like a little info minute or like a little info 4 or 5 minutes. I thought it was amazing. I definitely recommend it to
Really
keep
appreciate
doing it.
it. I think honestly, I was partly inspired by you, and you doing all the shows. And you were like, okay, I need to stop this feeling sorry for myself. I need to get creative and do something that I've wanted to do. And I'm like, I'm gonna take an idea off of Geoff here and just kind of run and just do something with this. And yeah,
I definitely I recommend it. And every time you pop it in, I'll share that and pop that in with every time I can. To go, oh look, hey look, a new Danger Dave thing. We're going to be talking about because you did the Rollabola, you did Blockhead, you did Fire.
that's the thing. And then we got the finale. I still got to finish this on one, which I'm going to now that Charlie's in town. I'm going to try to get it filmed pretty soon. Got everything. Can't tell offhand what it is, but it's a classic. I'll give you a hint. Going with, I guess the classic hint, I would say it's influenced off of Harry Houdini, one of his famous acts.
Okay, no, that's good enough. I'm down. I think I have an idea.
Yeah,
I
definitely
think
like
I have
that.
an
Just one but that's
yeah.
not part of the act. It's not dangerous. It's not entertaining.
That's that's fair. That's why I drink so much. That's the most dangerous thing I do.
Oh yeah.
No, let's see. So what other plans is up for the Stolen Stitches? We just got done doing the kind of the Disney thing. What else you guys gonna be rocking? You guys get rocking anything
Yeah.
else soon?
Yes, we're actually going to the Oddities and Curiosities convention next Saturday, in August 14th, I believe, in Richmond, Virginia. Yes, that we're going to be performing with Hot Todd Lincoln and the Dr. Finnegan Brothers Circus, which those
Oh,
guys.
Dr. Finnegan's. Oh, those guys are
God,
so good. I love those guys
they,
so much.
oh my God, I was telling my partner, they're like legit the Marx Brothers of sideshow. They're just so like on point comedic and just yeah, they're really awesome. And Hot Todd too. Like they're just a good
Yeah,
cast.
Todd's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I say this is a really good friend with Todd, but I just want to give him shit to keep him like keep that fucker humble. No, no,
But I mean, yeah.
that's a good lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in there. It'd be cool to be out. I've never been out in Virginia, I don't think, in years, so it'd be cool to do that. And we got that, and we got a couple private gigs in Baltimore, and then September 3rd through the 5th, we will be in Wheeling, West Virginia for the Resurrection Island Tattoo Convention. That should be a cool event. Our first casino gig. I did not see that. Yeah, really should be fun. Be a good time. A lot of good, really good tattoo artists there. I performed with Captain and Maybell.
Oh, really? Yeah. Dude, I love me some Captain and Maybell.
They're great. They're really super cool people. Excited for it.
They're in Jersey. They're in Wildwood, New Jersey right now. It's about a 3-hour drive from here, and I'm like really, I'm off Sunday, and I'm really thinking about driving down there.
Yeah,
really thinking about it. It depends on how my financial stuff gets rectified. That's what that comes down to.
Yes, your car got hacked into.
Yeah, I think I figured out what happened because like a house stuff was tagged. So in my apartment complex in Austin had a Coke machine that you can use your credit card to buy Cokes. I'm pretty sure they put a reader. Somebody put a reader on that Coke machine.
Okay.
And so my guess is they probably put it on there and just went, all right, cool, put it on there and then come back later. And so they charged because they came back and did it. And yeah, technically my account is like almost non-existent in money, although I will be getting it back. It just takes time. I guess they're just investigating all the charges or whatnot. And I don't have and then I have to get a new credit card. So that's fun. So yeah, living in a new city with what cash I have on me. But it's fine. No, it's all good. I have enough to deal with because New York is a weirdly they like paying cash here. So it's like really weird. But it's like all even dollars as much as possible. Like, all right, cool. It's like any place I'll also go to like $2.50. It's $2 or $3, and it's like you're just paying. You're not paying coins, so it's like.
Yeah, it reminds me. Years ago, I was doing a tour up in the Vermont area, and I had but the week before I was supposed to leave, my vehicle had become impounded because I parked in the wrong spot. I'm like, crap. So that was a lot of my money going in there. So I went up to I think Hudson, New York, on roughly $40, and did the show, got enough, and made it to New York. Did the show, and it was myself, bunch of musicians, really good. Matt Heckler, really awesome fiddle player. This band Cousin Boneless, and Matt Boland. There was a lot of people on the bill, so we all essentially made roughly $10 to $20 because during the booking of the event, the guy who was the booking agent had quit his job and didn't tell anybody about, hey, these are future shows and dates. So we all arrived there, and the owner's like, hey, what are you guys doing here? It's like, we're here for the show. He's like, oh, well, that's new. I'm like, okay, can we just? But it worked out really good. But yeah, no, we survived on roughly $10 between like four of us, and being in New York is just great. And like I said, cash, it somehow made it through. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The other thing that's surprising here is that because basically I'm in a touristy area because it's Coney Island. Everything's still reasonably priced, and that's like I mean it's still New York expensive, but it's like but it's like that what I expected to go. All right, cool. So it's a little bit more because it's New York, but it's like it could easily be $6 for a thing when it's only $2 or $3, and it's like for example like a bottle of water, like just going to there on the shore, just going to buy a bottle of water. I can buy a bottle of water for like at most $2.
Yeah.
And like if I was in Texas, that would be a $4 bottle of water. So,
jeez.
So it's one of those. I can get a hot dog for $2. It's not Nathan's, but I can get a hot dog. But I can get like a street dog for like $2. So it's one of those reasonably priced, and so I'm like really weird. But I've been liking that. I just hate the double parking because everybody double parks here and it drives me nuts.
Yeah. What's the thing with like parking in New York and to get like, do people own cars more so, or do everybody mainly use the subway and like the ride share stuff more so?
I think it's there are people who do own cars. I mean, I own a car, but I come from out of town, and that's how I got here is
Mhm.
the car.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who don't have cars, like Kita Saints here. She doesn't own a car. Her boyfriend doesn't own a car. They live. If you're in New York, you can get anywhere in New York by taking either the train or a Uber,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, I this past weekend I went to a show, and that was my first real true foray into New York on my own on the train, because it's like, you move into town, I have this much money, so I didn't go. If it wasn't within walking distance, I didn't go anywhere, or like a short drive that I knew I had parking, because I just went. I can't drop a ton of money to do stuff. So, but like I've had tickets to go see like a music concert for a friend her band was playing. So I went, all right, cool. I'll go see the show. It's my first time to navigate New York. It went fine. It was like $2 in the it was $2 to go up there by train, and then I showed up there. Xander Lovecraft was there as well, who's a really nice guy. We did I did a video podcast with him about wrestling. I got to put up in the next day or two. And then we drove over to the show. Like we went to the show, then we drove over to hang out with a bunch of like burlesque performers, and then we went over to Kita's place where he was staying at, and then I took an Uber from there back here, which was much wasn't was reasonable.
Mm.
Like wasn't cheap, but it was reasonable. Like it was like it was the I'm willing to pay this price sort of stuff versus the if I took the Uber back from the venue, it was like $80 from the venue. I'm going, not paying $80. I'll just
Yeah.
I'll take the train and just take an hour and a half to get home. And then we went, oh, we're going to Kita's place. Like I went over there and I looked at like basically as soon as we got there, I checked Uber and Lyft. They go, all right, it's $20, or actually it's like $16. I went, I did the if it's less than $20, I'll take the Uber. And I went,
Yeah.
it's
Cool.
less than $20. Done.
Right. I don't know. Uber and Lyft, they're just like, I think they just jacked their prices up so much. It's, God, I remember walking back. I took my motorcycle to my mechanic one day. Like a 3 mile walk back. And for that, 3 miles back to my house, would have been like $30. I'm like, you know what? It's a nice day. I'm going to have some exercise because I'm not paying $30 to go 3 miles. Jeez.
That's crazy. I mean, there are certain times of day they naturally do. You know, because we go, all right, cool. Which was what I was hoping for. Why they were charging me so much at the other place initially, but I also went, I'm not going to pay that. But yeah, it hasn't been terrible. I recommend it. You get New York. Recommend coming out and visit and stuff like that. And for the people who are trying to figure out what to do with their lives, New York's not a bad place if you can figure out how to make it work. It's not cheap to live here. I got lucky. I don't know what I'm having new stuff here, but that's why I ended up coming up here. But I also needed to leave. I needed to get out of Texas. So
No, I understand. Sometimes you definitely need to change your pace. It's nice.
well,
It's cool. Like you're in Coney Island. That.
It's been in like the upper 70s, lower 80s for the last couple of days, and that's also nice. I'm so used to living in a place where it's like mid 90s to the lower hundreds. So in the summer, I'm looking forward to things like seasons versus just
snow up there. Yeah.
No, it's been really nice.
I was gonna say actually, just speaking of like New York and its history, and you've been to the I believe it's called the Morris Museum down on the Lower East Side.
No, I haven't been to that yet. The Morris.
It's a museum of repurposed urban structures, I believe. It's a museum down near C Squat. If you're familiar with Leftover Crack, it was a famous squat house. It's a museum dedicated to like all the squatters' rights movements back in the 80s, and like people how there was like they had their own underground newspaper called The Shadow, and it was really cool to learn the history of the people trying to like come together and like band together and make housing work for people that couldn't afford it, and really neat kind of back history of like the whole like rougher 80s New York and the Lower East Side.
Morris Museum. I'm going to check that out. That seems interesting.
But definitely.
No, I've got a long list of stuff to go visit once pay gets regular for me. Then because I have a job that once, but I've only just started it, so I haven't gotten the regular paychecks yet.
Oh, yeah. So
So
is that
so I'm at that
that
weird stage.
middle where it's like, yeah, you technically just started, but you gotta wait. Yeah, I hate that so much.
Gotta wait till like you have to wait till at least that second check before you really get the groove as far
Same.
as everything. So yeah, I get the first check tomorrow, so I have to wait till the next check, which is in 2 weeks, and after that, then that lets me all right, cool. Let me figure out
Those are
how
moving.
how get the wheels moving. And all right, I got to make sure I have this much pulled aside for rent every month and all this, and like this will
Hmm.
create that. But yeah, no, a lot of the museums and even like shows and stuff like that are on the mix as far as to do more stuff. I mean, I've seen some shows here. Uh, Once again, I before I moved, like when I came and visited, I ended up getting a Coney Island membership, not expecting to go to the sideshows because it wasn't open then. I just went, I'm going to support the industry, like I'm supporting the scene. So I got
Right.
the membership, just being nice. One of the cool things from getting a membership is the fact is you get free access to see the sideshow,
Oh, nice.
and you get in the museum and stuff like that. So literally, it's really like so it's so Friday through Sunday I can go up there, I can go see a show for free, and I buy drinks at the bar and stuff like that. So it's not like I don't contribute, but it's one of the and I also they always there's a part in the show where you can like tip some stuff to the performers. So I always tip. So basically, all right, cool. Here's the money I would have given to see the show, I paid. And then
Hmm.
they've been doing a weekend show, like late night shows, the adult shows.
Ah, shit.
Well, they have burlesque shows, and like the Honorable Danger show did a thing. I know on the what day? I'm looking at my calendar. On the 21st, like the Brides have a show playing there,
Yeah.
which is gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh,
I'm
they're all
looking forward.
at that.
Oh, they're really nice people. Like literally, because that's my birth. Like literally, that is my birthday. My birthday week, and so like the 13th, the Ottawa Danish Show is doing a show, and then on the 21st is when uh, the brides are doing a thing. So I went, all right, cool. Here's some fun things I'm gonna do. Like originally, I don't like doing the. Everybody talks about, dude, this is my week of birthdays or month of birthdays, stuff like that. But my birthday is on a Wednesday. Can't do shit
Yeah.
on a Wednesday, so it's just like
Yeah.
these two shows are great. There's the caps of everybody. If you guys want to hang out with me doing stuff, these are the things I'm doing. I didn't get a birthday last year, so I get two birthdays. These are my birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
So we actually know we got about well, we got 12 minutes left. Can you believe it? We've been talking great. Um, so everybody's watching this like because we do have watchers because I'm seeing people tagged, including my good
Hello,
friend
everybody.
Graham. Yeah, hey. So yeah,
Have
a
you
few of
ever?
my group, yeah, my good friend Graham is on basically because they live in Austin, Texas, and like talking about temperature. They go, yeah, it's been 98 all week here. And I go,
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
that
How's the humidity
sucks.
out there, guys?
Do
Dare
what?
I ask you?
What's up?
How is the humidity out there in Texas? Like, is
Oh,
it
it's
as bad?
horrendous.
I know, like in Kentucky, I spent a summer in Kentucky in Louisville, and like, oh my god, I was a swimming pool of sweat. It was so bad. It was so humid.
Oh,
I
you
just can't
sweet,
imagine.
sweet. So every time somebody, because I lived in Houston for 18 years, which is like
Mm.
the fucking armpit of the United States. I mean, everything is all subtropical. So like, literally, just like everybody, like, it's more humid. I mean, like, even like it's swamp like, yeah. Uh, so anytime somebody talks to me about humidity, any place else besides anything on the southern, like Houston, New Orleans, like Florida, all of that Gulf Coast is really what it is.
Mm.
It's the Gulf Coast is what it is. Anytime
Yeah.
somebody tells me anything about humidity that isn't there, I just went, "Oh, you sweet, sweet summer child." You do not. I mean, there's spots that probably happen as well, but not consistently. Like Houston, I've like Houston's like the humidity is so bad that like me like was what was it like Scabs was doing a show out was doing a show, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and it's still like 93 degrees out because the humidity, because the humidity trapped the heat so much that it's just not going anywhere.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Jeez.
So yeah, like being up here, it's
I-
really funny. People talking to me about humidity. I'm going, it's not humid, and I go, yeah, no, it's humid. I go, oh, you sweet, sweet summer child. It's fine. No, it's all good. And one of the things I go, and then I'm gonna turn around and and come October, I'm gonna go, it's so cold, and they're going, what are you talking about? And so I just know it's how it's gonna work. It's gonna
Oh,
trade off.
yeah, New York. Yeah, it's just whatever. It ain't cold. Oh gosh.
No, it's be fine. I actually do I like cold weather, and I've got a husky, and so we're actually looking forward to the cold.
Yeah.
Uh, and I live right off the beach here, so I'm not gonna. We'll see snow, but not as much like right here because like sand and snow don't really like each other. So because
Right.
snow can't really stick to sand, so it just kind of just goes away. Uh, where I'm at, I probably won't see so much snow, but if I make my way further into like New York, like go run around Manhattan, I'll probably see a lot more snow and stuff like that, or
Mhm.
even farther into Brooklyn. But I look forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, no, that'd be nice. Definitely nice change of scenery there.
Yeah, I get to see seasons, so I get to
Right.
see the fall happen.
Okay, that's one thing with Pennsylvania. Everybody loves to talk about is we have the leaves change colors. It is very beautiful to see if you're driving through in this area here.
Yeah.
But I've just known it most of my life. I'm like, yes, the leaves change colors, cool, big deal. But like, as I've grown here most of my life, so but
No, I get
not
it. We've no matter how cool, no matter how cool other somebody else thinks that you're going to be, your hometown is always shit because you're going, ugh, of course it
mm,
has. This is horrible. Now my hometown was shit, but that's a different story. So we got about 9 minutes left. Once again, this is Danger Dave of the Stolen Stitches Sideshow out of it's Pittsburgh, right? Technically,
yep.
yeah, Pennsylvania, which isn't terribly far. I mean, I've been living in Texas most of my life, so you're not far from me technically. I have to rethink distance and time because, and well, no, it's I know it sounds funny because in Texas you don't judge things by distance, you judge it by time. You go, all right, cool. So from Houston to Dallas, it's like 4 hours away. So you go, okay, it's a 4 hour trip. You think of it in 4 hours, not in the 200 something miles. Uh,
Right.
yeah, but the difference is like a 4 hour trip here to any place, it's like 70 miles. So it's like I have to rethink what distance is versus time. Uh,
Times
so, but
I remember. So I was just saying, speaking of that, with like in the time zones, I remember doing a tour a few years back, and we had just performed in New Orleans, heading to Tallahassee. And I'm thinking, okay, they're very close. You're not realizing there's the hour time jump difference. So I'm talking to the venue owner. I'm like, hey, yes, I'll be there in about 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, my clock on my phone switches up an hour. Like, I'll be there in an hour and 10 minutes because I did not. Oh my god, the time jump difference.
yeah,
Oh yeah, but it worked out. The venue owner, shout out Cap City Video Lounge. If you're in Tallahassee, please go. That place is awesome.
uh, yes, do so. Hopefully, they're still there.
Oh yeah, yeah, super cool.
Uh,
Like they do B movie rental places, and really awesome. They do shows for local burlesque troops, and we happen to join on their side show. They have a big movie projector screen behind them where they show movies. Like, you want to play on the stage? I'm like, you mean in front of a movie screen? Yes, that would be amazing, please.
please and thank you. Yeah. um, Alrighty, so all right, as we're just about to wrapping up, where can people find all the stuff about you and your group?
Yes, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Stolen Stitches. We're on Instagram under the Stolen Stitches. You can look us up on YouTube. We have some videos as well as Geoff had mentioned, the Danger Dave on a Roll is a short sideshow history lesson on different acts in sideshow that are like performed on a rollerball, a bouncing board. That's on YouTube under the Stolen Stitches. Find us on there. Like I said, next Saturday, the 14th, we will be in Richmond, Virginia for the Oddities and Curiosities Expo. And if you're in the Wheeling, West Virginia area, we will be there at the Wheeling Island Casino for Resurrection Island Tattoo Convention, September 3rd through the 5th.
So yeah, definitely check that stuff out. And then if you're able to, I don't know, if you're able to book these guys, I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. As I have seen them perform live, I've tread on the same boards as they have, as it were. I would like to call it. I was the opening act, so of that night. So no, it was a lot of fun, and I definitely would look forward to seeing you guys again. Hopefully soon, even beyond show stuff, just to hang out at like the fucking just bar again, because that's just be kind of cool and fun and hang out with you guys. Um, thank you guys so much for watching the show. We had people live. It was amazing. I appreciate you guys watching. Danger, Dave, thank you guys for tuning in. You're welcome anytime you want to plug and do stuff, or you just want to hang out and talk weird shit. I mean, there's sometimes I do these weird kind of, all right, cool, I'm just going to do like a round table and just bring a bunch of random people on. We'll just talk about random shit. So you're always welcome. Let me get my plugs out of the way real quick. Right after this, I've got a fun thing on the Twitch only, so make sure you go to twitch.tv/Carney Show. I've got a thing called Hit Random, where I'm showcasing some weird, like, internet videos that I tracked down. Then on Tuesday, myself and Scabs the Clown for Gaffing the Truth, we're going to be actually doing a thing that we didn't think we were going to do. And I think we technically said we were never going to do it, but we just went, fuck it, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to be talking actual sideshow gaffes. Because, I mean, we're gaffing the truth. That's only fun. And we're going to actually talk about famous sideshow gaffes. Things like the Cardiff Giant, Fiji Mermaid, maybe the Girl to the Gorilla, that sort of stuff. Just all sorts of fun stuff. You get really deep diving into that sort of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. And then got the Devil's Hour on a Wednesday, and I got some really fun stuff for that. I'm not going to give it away with, but I'm just going to let you know that it's going to get weird. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be safe, be cool, be groovy, and as always, keep drinking.
Cheers. Thank you all.